True.
So if I have to have a dance off, don't sleep on the Louisiana boys. I feel like I can now dance all over.
There we go. There we
John
go.
LaCour dances strong.
That's awesome. Yeah, we gotta see that sometime.
No, you don't.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm your grim grinning host Blake, and today I'm sorry if I look a little indecent. I'm in pajamas. You know, I'm just chilling out here in pajamas. This video is coming out the week after my birthday. I'm filming this on Friday, March 28th. This should be coming out the following Saturday, but Monday, the 31st, is my birthday. So big 23. So, you know. Not saying you got to, but if you want to leave a little happy late birthday or something like that in the comments, you go right ahead. I'm not gonna stop you, you know. But here we are. I gave you guys a teaser about what this video was gonna be in the last video when I talked about the Avengers Doomsday cast, and this video was actually supposed to be that video, but whenever Marvel decided to, you know, pull something out of nowhere, I was like, well, I gotta make a video on that. So yeah, this video is a would you rather, and this is like would you rather between like Disney World and Universal Studios. I'm not gonna lie, I use ChatGPT for this. I'm just gonna be completely upfront with you guys because I know some people don't really like that, but I just rather be honest. What I did was I just asked it for a list of 10, and I put in some like things that I like about Disney and I like about Universal, like some things that kind of got it to know who I am in terms of a theme park person, and it took that and made this. So I don't know any of these except for the first one because I read it for the last video. But let's just hop right into it because I'm actually kind of excited for this. Number 1, would you rather be trapped overnight in It's a Small World with the music playing on a loop, or ride Fast and Furious Supercharged 10 times in a row without breaks? Now, here's what I gotta say about that. Riding Small World with the music on a loop, I feel like you go crazy at some point. And we'll just say from park closed to park open. So like, what, 10? We'll say 10 to 9. That's 11 hours. Oof. Fast and Furious Supercharged. I mean, I feel like to a lot of people this is a no-brainer, but I don't like Fast and Furious Supercharged. I think it's terrible. I hate it. I don't know if I could do it, but ooh, 10 times, like what? Without a break? I might have. You know what? As much as I'm probably gonna hate it, I'll probably have to go with Fast and Furious because obviously the time difference, it's not gonna take nearly as long to do it 10 times in a row without breaks versus 9 hours of alright, I'm not gonna. Number 2, would you rather have unlimited free Genie Plus at Disney World forever but never ride Velocicoaster again, or get express passes at Universal for life but never visit Magic Kingdom again? To me, I feel like this is a no-brainer. Would I rather not ride one roller coaster or never visit one of the most magical parks in the world? Of course, I'm taking the Genie Plus. First off, I think Genie Plus is so helpful. And while, you know, it does get, Genie Plus can get crowded sometimes, whereas express passes for Universal, they tend to be a little shorter because of price differences. I don't know, I just don't think I can never visit Magic Kingdom again. Never ride Pirates, never ride Haunted Mansion again, no Space Mountain, none of that, no Thunder Mountain, yeah, no Small World, yeah, I can never ride that again, so of course, this is a no-brainer for me. Number 3, would you rather see Spider-Man leave the MCU and join Sony full-time, or have Universal Studios permanently lose the rights to Marvel in Orlando, shutting down Islands of Adventure's Marvel Land? Now, this one's kind of hard because I don't know if I'd want Islands of Adventure, that Marvel area, to shut down. Because although like it's not as good as Avengers Campus, I mean they got the Spider-Man ride, but you know, of course, in terms of decoration, like the costuming, it's not as good as Avengers Campus, but it gives you a reason to go to Disneyland, which has so much, like, it's so different. That's why I don't really like it when we get the same things. You know, I do wish that Orlando had some cooler things, because I feel like Disneyland has a lot of cool things that we don't have. We have kind of basic stuff, to me at least. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd want that to shut down, because then, like I said, it gives you a reason to go over to Disneyland or California Adventure. That's a great park. But at the same time, I don't know if I want Spider-Man to leave the MCU, because no offense, Sony, you're not doing good with the Spider characters. I think I'm gonna have to go with shutting down Marvel. I don't know. I feel like Disney's doing really well with the Tom Holland Spider-Man. I want him to stay. He's an integral part of the story in the MCU, and I feel like, again, no offense, Sony, you're gonna mess him up. You're gonna ruin him. You know, and they can. I said this in the podcast with Cam. They could have used Spider-Man, and they didn't. They have the rights to Spider-Man, as far as I know, and they've just been making all these villain movies without Spider-Man. I don't know. I'm not going to go too deep into that. That's what the podcast is for, but that's my answer. We're shutting down Marvel Land and Islands of Adventure. Sorry, I love the Spider-Man rides so much, so that's going to suck. Number 4. Would you rather experience a fully immersive 3-day Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser style hotel set in Hogwarts, or a Marvel Avengers hotel where you train with S.H.I.E.L.D.? Now, I think the reason why ChatGPT came up with this question is based off of previous, because I work with ChatGPT a lot. I never want it to write something for me or anything like that, but sometimes it could help me see things in a clearer picture, which I feel like if you are going to use AI, that's the right way to do it. Instead of having it do something for you, you kind of look at it as a tool to help you, kind of like watching now I wouldn't even say going as far as like watching a tutorial video, but like sometimes you can't see bigger picture things because you're so dialed in. I hope that makes sense. I don't want to spoil too much. All right, I'll just go ahead and say this. I don't know when this will ever come out. It's a big undertaking, but I wanted to make a whole video, like a big video about if Universal made a hotel like Galactic Star Cruiser but under Hogwarts, and like have a Hogwarts hotel style experience. So I think it took that from a past ChatGPT where I was like kind of building that, put in this question. That was very long. That was so convoluted in the way I explained that. So would I rather have that in Hogwarts or Avengers Hotel? I love Avengers. I love Marvel. We've established that. I also love Harry Potter. I don't feel like I talked about that enough. We had one podcast episode for the Sorcerer's Stone, and I have 2 of the books right here. You guys can see them right there. I think I might have to go with the Harry Potter, specifically because it's an idea I already had. Not because of me, but because I feel like you could do a lot more with Hogwarts. And Avengers would be cool, but it's like you've got Avengers Campus, and to me that's already kind of an experience in itself. You could do a little bit more, but they're expanding that. I don't know. I feel like you do a little bit more with Hogwarts. I feel like there's a little bit more of an immersive setting there, whereas Avengers Campus, it's kind of futuristic, but it still kind of feels like regular world, if that makes it. Doesn't feel as fantastical as you can make a Hogwarts hotel. Let's make it more cheap. Let's make it cheaper. Let's let this one succeed. Number 5, would you rather only go to Disney World during the peak of summer with 3-hour wait times, or visit Universal exclusively during Halloween Horror Nights where every house has a 90-minute wait? The 90-minute thing feels like that's already like a thing, and I feel like, I don't care what people say, I have not needed to use Express for Halloween Horror Nights. In fact, I feel like it depends on the day that you go, the time of year. If you're going super early or super late into the season, it's going to get more crowded. People come for the very beginning because it's super new and exciting. People go for the end because it's about to leave. Go in the middle somewhere, go on a weekday, I feel like you're good. I feel like I've never done it. I've always gone for 2 days, and I've always split them up evenly, like 5 houses in the first day, 5 houses the next day. But I feel like if I really tried hard and I didn't linger so much, I could do all the houses at one time. Of course, there's more to Halloween Horror Nights than just the houses. So the peak of summer though at Disney World, I remember last April when I was in Disney World before I started this channel, we were there with 91 degree weather, and that's a little different from where I'm at. and it's human, of course. So, all right, I'm gonna add on my little thing right here. I'm gonna give myself a little leeway. So it says exclusively visit Universal during Halloween Horror Nights. Every house is a 90-minute wait. That's normal to me. I can do that. It doesn't say anything about Islands of Adventure, so I can still go there throughout the year. That's my leeway. It doesn't say Islands, just Universal. So I will choose that. I will go only exclusively during Halloween Horror Nights because majority of the time all the rides are still open. Maybe a few are shut down. And food, that's still a thing. All that stuff. And you got all the booths with the good food like Twisted Tater, all the snacks and exclusive food. I'll do it because there's more to Halloween Horror Nights than just houses. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. I would not want to only go to Disney just to pass out every day from heat exhaustion. Number 6, would you rather have every future Avengers Campus attraction built at Universal Orlando, but lose Hogwarts Castle forever? Or have Galaxy's Edge expand at Hollywood Studios, but lose Jurassic Park River Adventure permanently? That's a good one, because River Adventure is like a staple. It's like a classic to Universal. To me, at least, when I was a kid and I would think about Universal, that's one of the main rides that I would think about. To me, that is kind of the essence of it. But Harry Potter IP has been very beneficial for Universal, so taking that away will, I feel like, deter people. Because I feel like the Jurassic Park IP is great, but I feel like people might be more interested in the Harry Potter parts. When you go to Universal, you might see a couple Jurassic Park tees, but you see a lot of people in robes and a lot of people in the Harry Potter, attire. I think I would have Galaxy's Edge expand because I feel like they've got Rise of the Resistance, they've got Smuggler's Run, they've got they got a good amount of characters. They just opened Luke Skywalker, he's there now. I think that happened today on the 28th. Yeah, I would have it expand, make it bigger. More food options, more diversity, more characters. That's a whole video on its own about what I think about how I feel about Luke Skywalker coming in and expanding outside of the sequels. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. We'll lose River Adventure, but we still got Velocicoaster. We can still do some other stuff. I feel like we can make it better. Maybe I'm making a mistake here, but let me know if you guys agree. That one was a tough one. Number 7, would you rather have Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey replaced by a Fantastic Beasts ride that's mediocre at best, or have Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind swapped out for an Eternals attraction with no thrills? I haven't seen the third one, but Fantastic Beasts wasn't I didn't mind the movies. Obviously, they're not as good as the Harry Potter, the main series, but they weren't bad. I didn't watch Eternals, but I heard it wasn't great. But they're both mediocre, it seems. I think I'm gonna have to go with, I feel like the better option. I've seen Fantastic Beasts. I don't mind it, but I love Forbidden Journey. That's what makes this hard. But at least this one is mediocre, which means it could have a little bit of thrill, whereas the Eternals one has no thrills, and I haven't seen that movie, so I have no connection to it whatsoever. I like Cosmic Rewind. I think that's a great one. But at the same time, if we replaced Cosmic Rewind with Eternals, we would have Eternals in Orlando, and you would have some version of a Guardians ride in Disneyland. I think I'm still going to go with a Fantastic Beasts ride. I think that's an okay. I feel like that's all right. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. Number 8. Would you rather give up the Haunted Mansion permanently to have a full-fledged Tower of Terrorland, or lose Hogwarts Castle to get a complete Diagon Alley expansion? So there's a lot to take in here. Getting a Diagon Alley expansion is, I feel like, expanding into original content, because what we see in Diagon Alley at Universal to me is like all we got from the movies. What we saw, including Nocturne Alley. But Haunted Mansion's that's a classic for sure. Grimgurning Host, of course. why would I want to lose that? I feel like I'm gonna lose to Hogwarts Castle. You know what? Let's lose Hogwarts Castle and let's turn it into an off-site hotel. Boom, we're making connections here. We're drawing the bridges. I am laying out the path. Universal, take notes. Let's do this. And let's expand, make Diagon Alley bigger. Perhaps, hear me out, perhaps make it to where you have Diagon Alley be so big, it's like a pathway over to islands. And obviously you'd have to go through another set of security and stuff like that, and, you know, with tickets, you know, just like with the Hogwarts Express. But hey, imagine like Diagon Alley, but like with more shops, like a little shopping center or something that goes to islands. Theme for Diagon Alley, and it leads into Hogsmeade. That way you're connecting the two, making it seem bigger. Yeah, you're losing the castle. I don't know. Maybe I'm making sense, maybe I'm not, but I feel like we could do something with that. So yes, I'm gonna lose Hogwarts Castle and get a complete Diagon Alley expansion. I feel like that's a good choice. Number 9. Would you rather have Disney completely retheme Tiana's Bayou Adventure into Frozen, or have Universal replace Jurassic Park River Adventure with a Minions water ride? I really like Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I don't like getting wet, but retheming it's not going to change anything like that. So either way, it's a water ride. So it's basically, would I rather have a Frozen or a Tiana's or a Minions over Jurassic Park? I don't know, because we had this before and I got rid of River Adventure, so I feel like it's a cop out and makes people think I just hate River Adventure, although it's like one of my favorite water rides because you don't get that wet. I feel like we just got Tiana's as a retheme. That's a hard one. I really don't know. We have too much Minions at Universal. I feel like we're like, yeah, Despicable Me, great movie, but I feel like, I don't know. I kind of have an issue with the Minions, and there's too much for me. So I think I'm going to retheme Tiana's to be Frozen. That one's a really tough one. And last but not least, we have number 10. Would you rather give up Halloween Horror Nights forever but get a new year-round horror-themed land, or never be allowed to ride any Disney mountains? That includes Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, and Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and Expedition Everest. Can never ride those again. That's a big one. That's taking out 4 really good rides. But I would have to give up Halloween Horror Nights forever. But I would get a new year. I don't know though, because I feel like part of the allure for Halloween Horror Nights is that it's a limited thing. Like, you only get it once a year during Halloween time. I feel like, they're doing Dark Universe, but that's like different from Halloween Horror Nights. I feel like you would saturate it, but then again, I don't know if I can never ride those mountains again. All right, this is a big one. I love Halloween Horror Nights, and yes, you know what? I probably would go to a horror-themed land. I think that would be something I could not stop myself from doing if they had like a permanent Halloween Horror Nights thing, which I think they are doing, like in Vegas or something like that. I wish it was like its own little park, like its separate entrance or something like that. I don't know about having it connected as a land, but I think I'll go with that. I want to be able to ride the mountains. So that's my answer. Full-time horror-themed land, year-round. Let's do it. So that's my 10 would you rather questions. I was actually kind of surprised at how hard some of these were. Of course, some of them were like no-brainers, but some of these really had me stumped, and I'm kind of shocked about that. But I know I said it a couple times in the video to let me know what you guys would have picked, but I want to know if you guys agree with me. If you guys have any opinions on anything that I said, let me know down in the comments. Also, if you have your own would you rather questions, go ahead and put them in the comments as well, and I'll go through and try to respond to yours. But yeah, this was fun. Let me know if you guys like the would you rather type videos. I might do some more, maybe with some movies, like would you rather this or that on a movie. And this has been fun. So let me know if you guys like the video. And hopefully you guys like the shorter video. I'm trying to to where I have some videos where if people who are on the go, they can still watch. You know, some people might not have time for the hour, 45 minutes to an hour long videos, so I'm trying to make some of them a little bit shorter. But yeah, if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like it. There's a little button with a thumbs up. It helps, I promise. Same with subscribing and commenting. Any interaction you guys have with this video, it pushes my video out so more people can see it. And hopefully I can find other people who also like my content, because I want people to have a safe space to talk about stuff like this. So the more you do, the more people can see, the more friends you could potentially have. So I mean, hey, I feel like I'm just here to have fun. I hope I'm trying to build something for you guys to have fun as well. So whatever you could do, I really appreciate it. And if you do have someone specific you want to share with, you can share it with somebody who really enjoyed Mufasa, The Lion King. That movie that came out fairly recently. It hit Disney Plus like yesterday or 2 days ago, and me and Caroline just watched it right before I filmed this video, and I love that movie. I can't get that I always wanted a brother out of my head. I posted a TikTok about it, so don't forget to follow me on TikTok at your grinning host. Yeah, thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope you guys will come back and see me in the next one. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.